Hello, everybody. How is it going today? Hopefully, you are all doing exceptionally well. And depending on what time of day it is for you today. So, whether it be morning, whether it be afternoon, or the evening, I hope you are having a great day so far today. Well, uh, I finally have made a couple of adjustments to the stream, which has been much needed. Um, there's actually quite a bit of additional things that I need to do, but number one, finally got the intro. Well, somewhat of an intro. Again, I'm still doing I'm still using only my only skill set, which is not in animation, but neither has it been in cameras or in learning how to edit or any of that other stuff. My passion was always just in like consoles and stuff. So, passion. My day job is more tech, but anyway. So made a couple of adjustments there. Let's see, what else did I do? I think I got Streamlabs back up and running again. Fixed a bunch of the different alerts. So if someone subscribes, I think it will pop up a little message of me playing. Well, not me. Of a famous. I can't even remember the guy's name. Anyway, a dude that playing a PlayStation. So anyway, that should work out pretty well. Let's see, what else did I do to the stream? Yeah, I set up some cloud bot chat stuff to try to help out a little bit. The latency should be pretty good now. And also, there were some comments and suggestions on they couldn't necessarily see the chat because it does take like 24 hours for the chat to show up on the YouTube playback, which is the DVR like functionality. So I added a little bit of a background there where at least people can see the chat better depending on what I show on the screen. There's also a event list that will happen. So I think the events, though, is still set to like subscribe. And again, I'm not 100% sure that they actually work. But and then the other thing is that folks that come in and chat in the chat room, I will have a little, there's a little thing that I'm working on that will list and will call out and thank those people that I'm probably going to put towards like the end of like my normal videos. So anyway, if you're able to stop here and spend a little bit of the time with me, well, maybe I can give you a little something back in response. So with that being said, I hope the tweaks to the live stream helps a little bit. I definitely am interested in live streaming, probably even more than what I'm doing right now. Right now, I've been doing these things every Sunday, and I really enjoy them. So for the day today, it's just like pretty much every other Sunday. It's truly a Ask Me Anything. And a lot of folks like wonder, hey, we can talk about other things outside of PlayStation, which I absolutely love PlayStation. But if you've got any other questions or anything like that, I'd love to answer them. Obviously, PlayStation is where I've spent a lot of my time here on the channel, but a bunch of other things out there as well. So anyway, thank you so very much for stopping by the stream here today. There is actually quite a bit of news, but first off, I'm going to check in and see how everyone is doing over here in the chat. So thank you all for coming and hanging out with me already. Let's see what we've got here. So just looking through the chat, it says, do you think we will have a custom firmware PS4 one day by Gear? The reason I'm calling that one out specifically is because that one is probably one that people will be asking about. So first off, there's no 9.03 and there's no 9.04 jailbreaks. Now, I was shown the other day, or reminded the other day of some of these fake YouTube websites that start claiming that there is these jailbreaks and stuff like that that's out there. Anyway, first off, just wanted to tell you that there is no such jailbreak that's out there. And one thing that I do like to keep in mind is that If you're really looking for, and one thing I'm really starting to try to pride myself on is being able to tell the actual truth compared to what I've at least been seeing here with um, maybe some other people that maybe getting other people to kind of just go to their channel based off of certain things. Like if you want the truth right now, I would say obviously I'd love to have you here, but Modded Warfare, excellent resource. I've watched his videos for years. Modded Warfare, hands tight. You're never going to get that rumor mill type of junk. And then Mr. Mario. I can never remember Mr. Mario's number. Mr. Mario 20 something. But anyway, so hopefully that helps out with that. For the custom firmware that's out there, there's no custom firmware. I mentioned a custom firmware that was for it wasn't actually for it was for Syscon, which is the system system configuration stuff where you get like diagnostic codes and things of that nature. Okay, so today I'm going to try to keep up with going down to the latest and greatest as much as I absolutely can here, and hopefully I get to say hello to much of you. One other thing there, Red, is that no, don't pay attention to people saying that there's a jailbreak that's on the way for this 9.03 or 9.04. It's easy to say that sort of a thing, but right now, I mean, outside of what we already know, there's no real, there's nothing real that surfaced from any of those conversations. It doesn't mean that it's not out there or that there is not somebody that's already kind of figured it out. It just means we don't have any public disclosures, and I would not trust any single person. Like if anybody ever tells you, hey, you know what? We've got a 9.03 jailbreak coming out. That's probably not somebody that you want to follow. Like it's probably not somebody you want to follow, because there's not a lot of truth to that. Let's see here. So let's see. Why hasn't GT7 been dumped yet? So that one was by Ramus. Why hasn't GT7 been dumped yet? Well, let me just throw this out there. GT7 is really an online basic game. If you've got the game, it will work great with playing it online. Also, even though I was never able to confirm this, I did ask on Twitter. One of the reasons I never made like a video or a news update about it, but I don't know what the physical disc is for Gran Turismo 7. What was the firmware update that was for that? One thing that I do recommend, and I've mentioned this site before, is back over here. Let's go to this scene right here. This is just pre.db. If you want to know, or if you want to keep up with like scene releases and things of this nature, then this is one site that I go to and that I use. And this tells like what exactly came out. So now this is by scene releases, so it's not one that's coming out by regular people. Maybe folks that do things like maybe folks that do things such as DLPS games or any of those others that's out there. Let's see what else we've got in here today. Awesome. So it looks like the Streamlabs stuff is working, and I have not seen if the subscriber thing works yet. So I'm glad some of this is working. I didn't really get to test it before. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, I see. Hey, what's going on? Kimmy. So our Discord moderator is here hanging out with us, which is awesome. And I do have a timer going for Discord, and let's see if this works. I'm just trying everything today. Let me see if my little tag set up for Discord works. If not, there's another one that will pop up. Let's see. Blair. So R. Kelly. Yes, Blair Locklear is another person that I would highly recommend. Let's go. Blair. Let's see. Blair. Let's see. Blair Locke. How did that last name? Locke. Let's see. PS3. Sorry, I'll switch over in just a second. I wanted to find the right person first. But here they are. Blair is another one. You should totally go and you should check out Blair's channel. Another one that's extremely high on my list of just solid, good information. Definitely something that I trust. Another person that I trust. As you can see, I've been subscribed to this person, as well, for some time now. Blair also, and another thing to keep in mind is that Blair does an absolute ton of like PS3 stuff. So like myself, and I would say even like Modded Warfare, we've been doing a little bit more PS4 stuff as well as Mr. Mario, same sort of thing. What's kind of neat is that Blair's also coming with this at the angle with PS3 emulation, and then he's been doing some 2DS and 3DS stuff. So if you like those things, which I absolutely do, actually some of my original stuff that I did with my PS3, I think I learned it all from Blair. So another great channel. Let's see here. Evening. Hey there, John. How are you doing today? Tori says, how stable is Linux now? Is it worth using a jailbroken PS4 as a Steam box since it can run Game OS and then Linux? So how stable is Linux now? Well, I've got videos on the topic. A couple of other people have got videos on there. In my opinion, the older, like I would just call them the fat models or the PS4 original models, it seems like those, there is a ton of support. Mainly because with like those were the systems that came out first, and there was a lot of additional, I guess maybe tests that were running on. But I have noticed that people that has like PS4 Pros or maybe even the Slims had some different sort of problems that they ran into. I did 2 videos on Gen 2 and used an Arch. And in both of those videos, I simply used an original PS4, and I didn't have the issues that others had. But obviously, like your display and things of that nature, a bunch of other people have had some issues with that. For the most part, I think it's pretty stable. A couple of things I would keep in mind, though, is if you are wanting to run Linux, make sure you set your resolution to like either the 720p or the 1080. And then the other thing is turn off the copy protection thing, which is, what is it? HD. I can't remember it, but whatever there's like a copy protection like setting that's on there. I think there's probably also another tip. Let's see here. Let's see. Can you port mods from PC to PS4 for SFW? I'm not sure what SFW is, but can you port mods? Yeah, you can port mods. Actually, over in our Discord, we had somebody that just the other day was sharing with us Minecraft. And so I was going to see if I could find that one. Let's see here. Where was that at? Yeah, here it is. Death Diller. I love that name. So Death Diller right over here did one for Minecraft, and let me scroll back up to this. In this right here, basically, well, I guess I probably need to go up there and read it, but he turned on the debug menu. Let's see, there's full screen. Turned on the debug menu, so the debug HUD was turned on, and so then from the actual game itself, sign into the PlayStation Network, and oops, did I miss it? Let me go back here. Enable debug HUD. Let's see. It's all these developer options right here. Yeah. So this is one that was one of the PC mods, and then I think there's another one. It may be part of this, but basically, you could take some of the work that you were already or that they were already doing from, um, some of the different like skins and things like that that was already on PC, in getting those to work, over there on the PS4, which is extremely cool in my opinion. What's going on, Alex? Got my Raspberry Pi working. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I'm so glad that you got that working. Yeah, I still have my Raspberry Pi. Right now, I'm not currently using it because I've been using these ESP8266 boards and actually ESP32 boards, which brings me to this little case that I mentioned on Twitter the other day, which this is a case that is for the ESP32-S2, or these boards just right here. Let's see here. Let's go to this one. This board. Yeah, so this little board right here, that's one of the cases for it. I got a case that was this dark black here. You can see it's kind of got this nice little, you can plug in your USB-C port into that. I talked to Doyle. By the way, the person that created that was Doyle, and I think I linked to it in my video. Yeah, I'm pretty positive that I did. But here's kind of the way that sits down in here. So you've got your ESP32-S2 chip, and it sits directly into this little case here. And so you plug that bad boy into your USB-C, and then you just leave it attached to your computer. I'm sorry, your PlayStation 4 for like ever, and you're in good shape. You're good to go. As far as like the exploits go, you never would have to do anything like that by yourself, or you don't have to insert and eject the USB, which my manual method of ejecting and pulling out my USB is, I haven't used that in a very long time now. So I got this one that was this dark color, and then I got another one that was this reddish color. And what I will be doing with these is that I was trying to make sure that this thing would fit perfectly in there. Right now, it seems like there's a little bit of help that's still needed. It doesn't fit that great. Because what I was going to do is I was going to give some of these away. So I printed 2 of these, but they gave me a few more. But yeah, I'm not that happy with how they sit in there. And I kept thinking maybe it's just myself that wasn't putting them in there right. But they don't sit completely flush. As you can maybe see, there's a little bit of a... they don't sit in there flush. So all it really happens is that it feels like once you close it up, while it's in there, you could almost hear it rattle just a little bit. Just a little bit in there. But I digress. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. It says, hello, if I want to play online, how can I change the DNS to connect in Sony servers? That is from Adir, A-D-I-R. The answer to that is that you can't play on PlayStation Network with a modded PS4 or with the PS4 that's on 9.00. So what you would have to do would be to basically just get another PlayStation 4. And run the very latest firmware on that. There is a Hamachi, or I call it Hamachi. Echo Stretch has a great video that's on that. He's another person you should definitely go and check out. I was going to try to see his channel. But if you go over to his channel, if you're wanting to play online, and I'll drop this link down in here, definitely check them out. And if you go to the videos here and you go to, let's see, where did it go? This one. how to play LAN games. This is a great video that's out there and available for you to go check out too. Let's see. So let's see if there's another question or something like that in here. Let's see here. Oh, SFX is Street Fighter. Yeah, there's a new Street Fighter game that's coming out. Did you all check out those kind of there was that Capcom announcement, like that weird website that we all were thinking it's Resident Evil 4 coming back again with a proper HD mod, since right now there's been nothing but a community that's been doing the all of the HD mods for it. But yeah, that's kind of funny. Yep, it's on PS3 as well. Okay, let's see what else do we have in here. Thanks for the attention. Let's see. Also, I did get my ESP server standard working. Thanks, Michael. Woohoo! I'm glad you got it working. All right. Printed. I have a 9. So RetroPlay says I have 900 PS4 jailbreak, but when I run FTP server on port, it fails to connect. So RetroPlay, are you using? You're just using the FTP that's in Goldhen? Because you know there's another one, and it's probably not even anything to do with that. It's more than likely something to do with maybe like your firewall and your outbound connections. There's a couple of ways to test that. But I would say for the most part, it probably doesn't have anything to do with the actual maybe how your PS4 is configured. But yeah, just keep that in mind. Let's see here. A says, a question I have is, what's the safest way to update to the latest firmware while keeping save data and trophy data? Well, what firmware are you currently on? I did an A to Z of payloads, and there's one that's called backup. This is back over here. Let's see. I did this one right here, which was like the A to Z. And there is one in here that was backup. This is probably going to be one of your better like solutions is that if you want to back up, well, I think this backs up the app continued in the application cache. I would probably do this if I were you. I've got the same exact hat on in this video, but that's okay. I wear the same hat all the time. I would probably run maybe this backup right here, and then I would use something like the Apollo save tool to make sure that all of the saves, you've got those backed up as well. Awesome. I can't update 9.04. Yeah, you definitely don't want to update. What's the safest DNS method and updates disable method? So John, that's a really good question. What I would recommend with all of these sort of things is I would probably do this right here. I have a repo that is kind of my where I store like some of my best PS4 links, and so over here on this page I have, let's see here, I have this one. It says DNS servers. So this is the DNS servers that I use on my computer or on my PlayStation 4. And this really blocks all of the updates from it. If you really just want to put in one, you can just put in this one right here. And you won't get any updates whatsoever. I'd probably combine this with running the disable updates payload, which is just right in here. So yeah, that's probably the two methods that I would probably use as well. Let's see here. People are saying and complaining will not be able to play GT7. Let's switch back over. GT7 once Sony shuts off the servers in the future. Is there any solution to that? I don't have GT7. It would be interesting to know what all offline capabilities that game has. Like, what can you do with it being offline? Can you play any tracks? Can you do anything with it? This is the thing that I don't like about a lot of games is that there's no real like game, preserving games for the future, especially if they're just online. I mean, how many game discs, do you potentially already have where they've shut down the servers? I mean, they shut down, Grand Theft Auto, on PlayStation 3. I mean, it's one of those things like they're always going to keep shutting down these servers, but, it's up to, the players to kind of come up with ways, to get around that. Yeah, let's see. What else do we have here? Yeah, you definitely don't want to update to 9.04. And keep in mind, 9.04 is just a cyberpunk related issue. So if you're on 9.04, it's just you just did it for cyberpunk to work. Cyberpunk had a patch that was 1.51, and when that came out, people were having some issues with it. 1.51 tried to fix it, but they wound up needing a actual system software, which Sony pushed it out. This is pretty amazing, though, to me, because they pushed out or rushed an update to 9.04 when, in reality, it just seemed a little odd how fast that came out. But that's these like really big game studios. I mean, they control a lot of what's going on. It could be great for us, and I think in the most part, us getting the 9.04 patch is going to be perfect because any game that we had that was maybe at 9.03, more than likely that vulnerability probably made it all the way over there to 9.04. So if we are able to figure out a vulnerability that's in 9.03, obviously, hopefully, it would work with 9.04. Again, I'm not saying we have one, but I am saying that it does look that way, or it does appear to be a rushed patch or a fix for it. Let's see here. Let's see. What host are you using? That's by Cami. Thank you, Cami, by the way, for coming and hanging out. Hopefully you are safe and your family is safe. I know there's been a lot of people that's been, going through some things here. Gallo says, I'm here to give you some strength. Awesome. I don't know why I tried disabling the firewall. Let's see what else we've got in here. How can we jailbreak a girl's heart? Is that what that says? She's on 9.00 firmware. That's a good question, my friend. I don't know. So for games just like Just Dance, using the mobile play that requires PSN, is there a way to remove or to patch that? Games like Just Dance using the mobile app. Yeah, you can't get so basically if you're on PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5, they force you to get to the latest version. So on PlayStation 4, you have to be on 9.04 right now. 9.50 beta 3 is currently out. I got into the beta program, which is pretty awesome, because that means is that I can now get all of the beta access to Sony's stuff, and well, until they ban that account. But I think I've pretty much hidden that account very well. At least I did in my video. That who knows, it may be taken down at some point. Let's see. What else do we have in here? I've already done that. Probably, I mean, there are patches for things like Spotify. So there actually isn't patches for Spotify, but there are those for Netflix. Spotify, And this is a really interesting thing. If you look at like a bunch of people that have released media apps, and I did one of the media apps one too, right? Um, Spotify is deeply integrated into the shell of the system software, which means that like while there's been Hulu apps and there's been Plex and there's been a bunch of other things, Spotify isn't one that we've seen. I mean, it's not one of those like standalone apps. It's definitely rooted into the actual system software versus some of those others. So yeah, let's just keep that in mind. Let's see here. Unfortunately, GT7, I think it saves online. I remember that I can disable the firewall on my router for specific ports, but don't remember how or how to get to it for port 2121. Check with your software there, RetroPlay. In the debug settings in PSN Network, in the environment settings, change the NP to SP-int restart for no more updates forever. So, John, let me show you something. Let's see. Turn this thing back on. I think it's still turned on. So I've tried that. And let me see if this window pops up. So I've tried changing that, and I can tell you that for the most part, it will still pop up that dialog that there is 9.04 updates, even with that changed. And I tried it all kind of the hard way. So back over here, I'm going to go to my debug settings, and then we'll go down to debug settings here, and let's see. Where was that at again? This one, I think. Yeah. This one right here, SP-int. There's been a few videos that came out on this, and I'm just going and making sure that I got it right, or at least I put it in there to what you were just saying. Yeah, so see this right here, this one has SP-int, which is what I've been using. And, you know, for the most part, this can be changed to a bunch of different other things. But if we do a test here, I'm going to go to my notifications. You see right here, system software 9.04. So I'm just on the regular internet, and this will still come through even with having that as SP-int. So, you know, again, you know, I'm currently on my home network. This time I'm not connected to anything such as like, I'm not connected to anything, you know, such as, you know, the ESP devices or anything like that. I was doing another test for something, but these will continue to pop up. And so if we come back over to like this one, and let's go to this right here. And by the way, you can get rid of these though. I mean, especially if you use the DNS settings. But if I get rid of that one right there, and let's just say I go to settings, and this is with that in there, and I go to this, yeah, it comes back. It comes back with that in there. Now, it does say you can't download it, but I'm also believing a little bit that may be coming simply because inside of this, I have ran that disable updates payload, which, you know, if you come back in here and then you go down to where it says update here, these two folders were created. I haven't tried getting rid of these to see what it would do. I guess that could be a bit interesting, could it not? Let's see. Let's go delete, and let's go to delete here. Okay, so now that's completely cleared out. So let's go try something here. Let's now go back up to, let's go to our notifications, and let's just get rid of it completely here. Let's delete, and then let's delete. And again, going back into settings, and then going back down, we're on debug. PlayStation Network, it's set to SP. Oh, you know, I just realized you all can't see that because of the text. You got to trust me. It's definitely on SP-int. See, that's the one thing that hit us now that I changed that to be a little bit darker color. So I can go into like system software here. Okay. And let's see what happens. It'd be interesting to me if it actually downloads, and it looks like it is going to download. Interesting. That is very interesting to me. So that pretty much throws that whole thing completely out the water. That if you go in and you change your PlayStation Network NP environment to SPINT, let's go in here. Let's go to update. Yeah, it's downloading. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So yeah, so it is downloading and it is getting it ready. Right here is the end user license agreement. There it is. Okay, so I didn't know that was actually a thing there. Cami, yeah, actually Cami, for that one, for the patches there, for Spotify, yeah, I only learned that when I was putting together that video. The video that I had that was for media apps. I think I might have linked something in there. Let's see. Not that one. Let's switch back over Windows again. And let's go to, not this one. Let's go back to this one. And then let's come back over here. And sorry about that. Let me go to the media app one that I made. This one right here. And get rid of that. And then in here, this one, Spotify. Let's see, did I just talk about it? Yeah, it looks like I just talked about it. But anyway, it's in this video with Spotify. And so, yeah, if anybody ever wanted to check out this one, I would love for you to check it out. So there was another thing that I wanted to call out here, and that was back over here. So the ESP32 devices, that ESP32S2 devices that we've been using, I made a host for this thing, and let me come back here, and let me go to my account, and let me go to my repositories here, and let me go to this one, and let me go here. So I made this installer. Just drop this in here. I made this installer, and for this installer, basically, if you want to program one of these, you don't have to do things like install Arduino, or you don't have to like spend a bunch of like time like downloading the source code. It's really as simple as, coming to this site, and this is again one that I just made, and there's tons of credit, right, that's to be given. Number one, the source code comes from Stooged. The web installer method came from watching Brian Law's video. And then there was an actual author of the web installer. So basically, I just have this little front end that I did. And so you can go up here to install. And let me plug this in real quick. I just think this is so cool. And so now, just with plugging this into your computer, you can click on connect here. I don't think it's awake just yet. It may wake up. Oh, I need to put it in programming mode. So we do that by simply going here, letting go. All right, so now it should show up. And I don't know how I hit that button. Let's go to connect now. Check this out. It's so cool. All I can do now is I can come right here and go paired. And now I can connect to the device. And so there is these logs that's in here. So you can like check out logs. I'm guessing you can run some commands, but I never really explored it. Then you can go back and let's let it reconnect again. And then you can go install. And right here is like one click and you can install this 9.00 exploit. Now I'm not going to install it simply because I made like 2 little tiny modifications to it. But the reason I'm calling this out is that XPS Experiments, which they do some amazing UIs, they basically came and took, or basically made their own version of this installer, which I really like their UI. So like, you know, my UI, which is really simple. Hey, I do have these little buttons. There we go. I get to get credit for making some buttons versus like this one, which is still really cool. So we can go here, we can go connect. I haven't done theirs before. And actually I think it's probably worth trying it out. So install XHost Pro and there we go. It's nice that they left this in there because this is the installer. This is the thing that asks before you do it. And we're going to hit install here. And so I'm about to try out their host by simply just plugging in my USB cable into my device. And then this is without installing or putting anything else on my hard drive, which, you know, let's like face it, for the most part, people don't want to download Arduino. Arduino's IDE is like crappy anyway. I know you can use Visual Studio Code. There's a bunch of alternatives, right, to better IDE than what Arduino provides. But then they don't want to like go and like download the source code from like the GitHub repository. And then after they download the source code, go and open up the project and then try to figure out how to connect, you know, set up their ESP boards from like the board menu. This is like so amazing easy. Like, I don't know why anyone would not do this. So anyway, I'm pretty close to this being finished. It's at 100% now, wrapping up. And I was going to just try this one live, you know, here. I've got like 2 or 3 things I wanted to discuss here today. So let's see how well this works. And by the way, sorry for not watching the chat like I probably should. Okay, so that's it. So that's done. So we're going to try this out in our PlayStation 4. I wonder if they kept the host the same. Let's see how we're doing over here in the chat. Let's see. Let it refresh again. Cypher says, I sent you a link on Discord. I may have to go check that out. Okay, and so let me do this real quick. This one, back over here. And so for those of you that always wonder what happens when you allow Sony to download an update to your computer, ta-da! This is what you get. You get these 3 files. You get your PS4 update.pup, or PUP stands for PlayStation Updater, and then you get your end-user license agreement.xml, and I can go into this and let's see. I always forget. There is is it the down? Nope, that's not it. Well, I won't save this file anyway, but how can I get down quickly? All right, I think that's the quickest I can get to it. But yeah, this basically is the end user license agreement. I was trying to get out of this left to right language. I think that's Arabic, and get down to like English. So we could actually read what it said, unless you can read that. But basically, it's just going to say that same sort of stuff. Oh well, I think that's going to take a while to figure out. So let's see. Let's go back. If I can go back. What? All right, I'm just going doing that. That's so awesome. So let's go here and we're going to go to settings and we're going to go to network. And again, I'm just connecting up with that same little device that I just had. Let's go to setup internet connection. Let's go to Wi-Fi. We're going to go to custom. Let's see, I'm not seeing it in here. We'll go back to custom here and see what it says. What Wi-Fi? There we go. So XHost Pro. Oh, there's a password on this. Let's see if it's just password. Or does anybody know what the password is? Password. Oh, I don't think it's going to get me. I don't think that it's going to get it to work. Do we know what the password is to this thing right here? The password for XHost Pro. Let's see. When I see connecting, I press. Let's see here. Kfro, you have to go? All right. Well, I will see you tomorrow. So let's go back over to the host here and let's see what they say that the password is. Yeah, let's go in here. Let's see. What is the password to this thing? Gold hen. Yeah. I don't see what the password is. Let's see. Maybe it's in this video. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. This one is, it gets rid of the mouse cursor when I use it. Let's see if we can figure out what the password is here. GitHub. Okay, so it's probably in this GitHub right here. Okay, so XHost Pro. Recommended way. Okay, so the pass is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And is there a DNS? Looks like it's just sixes. Okay. All right. I really wanted to try it. Yeah, I've got the password now. Okay. Let's see here. Let's go to this screen and let's go back to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. I'm wanting to say, like, the better that these things get right here. Odd. Yeah, directly plugged in. Interesting. Let's go back to custom. That's odd. It's saying it does not show up in this. Let's see. Or administrator. Okay. Try XHost Pro. Yeah, I think I've got it. It just doesn't show up as an actual device. I don't know why it's doing this for. You see that? That's crazy. Maybe I need to completely, like, get out of network and then just go back into it. Maybe turn it off, turn it back on. Who knows? Let's go into custom here. And yeah. Plugging it back in. Yeah, Gallo, this is I'm just trying to pick it up on my PlayStation 4 here. See if it pulls up. Because in theory, this is like the best solution ever. Like you flash it with your computer, then you just come over here, connect to it, and then you can try anybody's like flavor of a host that you would like to. Okay, awesome. Looks like we're in. I am going to manual here, and we're going to use the 6.6.6.6. Do not use. Okay. And I know we're already connected, but let's just see if it pulls up the host now. Now we should have their host. Okay, well maybe it's something with the web browser. All right, I'm not doing a great job selling this, am I? Let's go to our settings. And let's go to delete the cookies. And we'll just clear the website data. I'm going to go back over to the user guide, helpful info, and okay. Can take some time to boot up. Interesting. I would think it's already booted by now. Can't connect to the server. Okay. And let's just see. Xhost Pro is where we're currently at. It does say that it is successful. And so there should not be anything we need to do now. The only other thing I can think of is we'll just come in here and manually type the URL. But this should be going back to that. This should automatically be going to that 6.6.6. Whee! I have no clue what's going on with the DNS settings. But this is really awesome. Like, I mean, just think, like, in a matter of just, well, minutes, a little bit more than minutes, because of, I don't know, something else that I have going on. We're running Xhost, right here on the computer, off of this little tiny chip. So one thing that we did was we turned off the, let's go to apps. Nope. Since this is only 4 megabytes, there's not as many tools that's on here, but like definitely like Gold Hens on there. This one says other jailbreak tools. Mirror, which isn't really used anymore. Utils, debugging, switches, general utilities. Yeah. Most of these won't be on here. Let's just see if Orbis is on here. That'd be interesting. I wonder if they crammed everything in here at least to that 4 megabytes. Got it exactly to where that 4 megabyte space was. Running Orbis. Okay. Hey, looks like Orbis is on here. Nice. Nice. We have Orbis running. So yeah, I'm sure there was a few more options that was added to that, but that's still really cool. Let's see. Let me look and see what else we have going in here. Let's see. Cypher. By the way, Cypher, I have not taken a look at your Discord link that you sent me. You cracked it. Okay, awesome. Yeah, so let's see. So coming back into this, there was a question that came through the other day that I never really investigated, but it was in regards to getting the debug menu like right over here. Let me go into the settings again, back over to Orbis. This is Orbis Toolbox Settings. I'm pretty sure I do have a configuration file that's already sitting out there in data. Let's do that. Title IDs. Turn that one on. Dev kit panel. Yeah, debug overlay. Game overlay. Yeah. Well, anyway, I can save these settings now, and so like next time that I ran this thing, I'd be able to see kind of what's going on. Let's see. I asked for a dump game. Okay, well, let's look at some other stuff then. Let me switch back over. So some of the other really kind of cool like homebrew news that I saw, well, it's not necessarily relating directly to relating to PS4, but what it is relating to is just relating to the PS Vita and using a Nintendo Switch. So has anybody else heard about this news right here? Like it says, work in progress, PlayStation Vita to Horizon OS, which is Nintendo Switch translation layer. It says a PlayStation Vita translation layer, so it's not an emulator. It says, how does it work? It says PlayStation Vita executables can be run natively on Nintendo Switch ARM V8 in 32-bit execution mode. When loading a PlayStation Vita executable, Vita to host redirects the module imports to jump through routines by using native Horizon OS services, like the one exposed by the original PlayStation Vita OS modules. Okay, so does anyone have a Switch that has been modded? I do. So it looks like all I would really need to do is to copy Vita to HOS to your micro SD card, create an atmosphere file, add the following lines to it. As long as this file exists, you won't be able to use the homebrew menu. Oh, okay. A workaround this would be rename the file and restart your Switch. Copy a PlayStation Vita executable to the root and rename it to test.f. Reboot your Switch and start any game while holding down R. Okay, so Modern Vintage Gamer did a video on this, and in that video, let's see, Modern Vintage Gamer, and here was the video that he did on this. And one thing I noticed that was inside of this was that he was using, or the only thing that's really using or working on this is like these demos, right? So like they weren't the actual Vita games themselves, but it was more so just them running these kind of like demo applications. But I mean, it's like a very first step. So like swipe here with one finger to stop. So let's see. I jailbroke my PS4 and removed it. All right. Installed Android on Switch. Let's see if there was any other pieces to this. I don't know. To me, this is like really interesting. I never really owned a Vita, which is weird because I had a ton. I did a lot of stuff with like the PlayStation Portable. But for some reason, maybe it was during the time of my life, but with the Vita, I didn't really ever get into it. Yeah, I don't know. I thought this was kind of interesting, at least to me. Let's see, what else do we have here? You saw the video. Is that Alex? I saw that you saw the video of that. Yeah, it seemed to be pretty amazing. And managed remote play. Let's see. I want to know how to install precompiled .tar bt tar.bz2 on Gentoo Linux. Firefox in my case, and launch it from the start menu. Hamaz? If you're talking about you just want to take a Gentoo Linux and run it over on your PS4, there's a ton of videos that I've done and others have done for that. So I was trying to see, like, we did that a while back. Let's see. This one could potentially help with that. Share, copy. I don't know. Let me know if that helps any too. Awesome. So let's see, what else did I have in here today? Oh, I know I had one thing. Let me see if I can. I'll pull it up. I don't know why I think that this is worth mentioning. I think mainly the reason I think this is worth mentioning is I saw so many people talking about this like today. Okay. Right here. Okay, if you see this anywhere on the net, that there is this amazing new Pro Slim or this amazing new PS5 Pro, this is fake. Neither one of these exist. This is nothing but fan concept and fan art. There's been a bunch of people picking up on this, which I don't know really why, because right now they can't even get regular PS5s out into people's hands, much less be able to have these slim models or these pro models. But there's no such thing as either one of these. So like fake alert is definitely coming up here. The Pro Slim looks like the PlayStation TV. You know, I really wanted a PlayStation TV. I thought a PlayStation TV would be really cool. There has been there was somebody that was selling one not too long ago, and I offered to try to get it for him, but it didn't work. Let's see. Oscar J says, "Did you see a project PS4 4PT?" Yes, I did see that one. The idea is to run it on a NAS so you'll be able to install games for it. Will you be able to make a video about it? Well, let's go look at it. So, that is PS4 4PT. Hey, my subscriber stuff is working now, I think. I think I'm seeing something. Yeah, so that is this project right here, which is the PS4 Advanced Packaging Tool. They've updated this one quite a bit. Yeah, for the most part, it's this right here. Ooh, that's a big image. Yep. Why is it so big? But like right here, it has like welcome in, Here is, you could punch in your repos here, and then you can see the different types of like software that's available for it. I don't know. I think the main reason that I didn't really cover this one, even though I've been aware that this is out there, it's mainly because these projects are great and all, but for the most part, and for the average end user, they're probably not going to go to the hassle of doing one of these. And then if you can find somebody that has a repo that's available, um, that repo setting in public areas is probably going to be under a lot of different pain. Pain by meaning, you know, if it's running like a Disney Plus or Hulu or some of these other things, they're going to take it down. I mean, eventually. When I did my video, and I don't even know if it's still up there anymore, but when I did the video that was on the media apps, and I'll just come back over here. I did this one that was on the media apps. I don't even know if my link is still up, because let's see if mine is still up. So let's go here. Let's see, is this one still up or did it get taken down? Yeah, this one is still up, at least for right now. Most of the time, those things get shot down. And obviously you couldn't do anything such as like having you couldn't have anything like actually putting like games in there. And I know there's like one that's out right now that rolls around for that, but yeah, I don't know. I might could cover it. It would be great for just in your home. So like I've got a Raspberry Pi that's sitting over here that does all of my that has my movies. Like it streams my movies to my house or my area. Like that's great, but at the end of the day, like I don't know how many people would actually be willing to do something like that. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of reasons why some stuff I cover and then some stuff I don't. Tireless Guitar says, "Can you get banned for hacking trophies?" So Tireless, that's a very good question. So there's a million different websites that will show you how to unlock trophies. We had a ton of fun unlocking a million trophies through a video that I did on trophy unlocking. I just remember it was so fun because all of the trophies just were like unlocking so fast, and I was just like, no way. All right, hang on. This is totally worth it. Let's see. Is this it? Let's see. Yeah, it was right here. There we go. There is just this constant trophies being unlocked. So the reason I said that I don't know what really happens is because I really don't know what happens. You can do these all day long on your own local system, and they will be unlocked, but I've never had the ability to say, once I unlock all those, I'm actually going to update to 9.04 or the latest firmware at the time to actually see what happens. So I can unlock them, but I'm not willing to give up one of my homebrew PlayStation 4s to actually go and see what happens once I unlock them. I think it'd be a great video. I don't think the video would do very well though, because I think for the most part you would be fine. I think what would happen would be like you update your system, they're then synced up to PlayStation's network. As long as the date and the time maybe isn't that close together, because in here I talk a little bit about modifying the date and the time of those things, and then doing things like turning off screenshots, which was very important. but like inside of this, there's these fields. There are these fields that you should go in and you should probably change. I don't know if anybody ever did it, like, this time unlocked and date unlocked. If anybody ever did it, I would love to, I'd love to hear what happened. But yeah, I don't want to give up a homebrew PS4 to try it out. Gallo says, do you feel like a teacher? I don't know. In my day-to-day like work, I talk or try to share information, to people too. I've done a lot of instructor-related stuff before. I've spoken at a lot of conferences. I don't really know if I feel like I'm a teacher though. Let's see. Please make a video about debug menu options. My resume, that's exactly something that I'm interested in. I like the debug menu. I did get a help file that talked about what all was included in those debug menus. So that could be a very interesting thing to play around with and to do a little bit more with. Let's see. I want a good one. Some we can't create. Can we get manual files to do on a program? I'm not sure. You'll pay for platinums? Why do you want them for? Like, because you could get away with paying, $150 or $200, whatever, for a jailbroken or for a PS4 on 9.00. You could unlock 1 million platinum trophies if you wanted to, and then reconnect with the PlayStation Network, and all those trophies would sync over, or I think that they would sync over. So you could do that if you really wanted to. I definitely think that you could. Yeah. So that question about going through these debug settings, let me tell you what the problem is about understanding every one of these and what they all do. So there was a SDK that was released illegally. And in that SDK, they talk about these debug settings. Now, the problem with that is that at least the one that I had is for 4.50. A lot's changed, going all the way up to 9. Some of these, they're still documented, but there's also a ton of other ones that's in here that's not been documented. So yeah, I mean, that's kind of the thing about going through and looking at each one of these debug settings and then trying to understand what all they actually do. And you can get to, there's a couple of different ways. Like this license activation that's right in here, that's the same license activation that's like over here in Orbis, right? Like Orbis settings. And was it that one? No. Well, there was another one. Oh, I think I've messed it up now. All right, so now my PS4 is frozen. Just like that. Oh, is it not? Is it back? No, I think it's still gone. But yeah, that is kind of that. There we go. An error occurred in the system software. Gotta love it. Let's see what all that just crashed. Huh? No, gold hen and everything is still up there. It's just creepy slow now. Let's see. Where can I contact somebody professional and serious? I'll pay for that. Greetings from Switzerland. Yeah, Tireless, if you really want platinum trophies, the only thing you would have to pay for is really just a PS4 that is able to run homebrew. And then that PS4 would have to give up Homebrew to connect to PlayStation Network. I'm not even doing anything. This thing's like freaking out in order for that to happen. Yeah, so again, I have a video that's on that. Anibus. Let's see. To be more clear, the program can connect to the PS4 and do package files, but some can't even do the package files. We need 4 files for the manual. I think I'm going to have to completely shut down this PS4. Thing's going wild. How to test a game that I made on a jailbroken 4. Well, if you make a game, you'd be able to, create a package for it, and then people could install it. That's how you would test it. Yeah, you can hear this thing. Come on. It's in pretty bad shape. All right, I think it's doing something now. Maybe not. Well, I tell you what, I think that's about it then for today. The other thing that I would leave you with here is that if you want a good game to play, then Tormented Souls is is a great game to play. This game right here is one that I talked about like 2 days ago. Really awesome if you like Silent Hill and like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3. Great game for that. What else have I been playing? Definitely not Days Gone. I played that when it came out. Dying Light 2. No, I didn't really play much of that one. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Metal Gear Solid. Yeah, that's actually the disc version that I've still got. Untitled Goose Game. I used this for some video that I made. It's a great little game, by the way, if you haven't played it. Stealth. Very cool game. Probably not one I'd spend a lot of time with. Contra Collection. Contra Collection is worth it, if for anything, just this one feature, which I'll show you in just a moment. And that is that if you come into Contra, what it does is that it comes with this little book. Push any button. All right, we started. Hopefully we're starting. Down into this. It comes with this bonus book, which this bonus book, I would buy a copy of this if I could find it. But yeah, it goes through each and every Contra game. What was the story behind those games? What's some of the controls? What were they thinking? North American exclusive stuff that was only in that game. A quick rundown of differences. But anyway, there's a ton of really cool things that comes in this book. Has anyone converted the Tobal games? I'm not sure. What is going on? Doyle 4. Doyle, I was just talking, well, not really just, but I was talking previously about your cases, your 3D printed cases, the STL files. You should drop a link down into the chat here for those. They can always find it in my video. But yeah, I was telling folks that the main thing that I've noticed, and maybe it's these cases that I've got, but I can't get it to sit all the way flush. I was expecting that to go really bad. But here is the little chip itself, and it will not go all the way flush down into this. This one, it feels almost like it's rattling. You know what I mean? So if I put this back on right here, you can't hear this, but it feels like it rattles around in there just a little bit. And I don't know. It's interesting to me because I got that one, but I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? And then the other one that I got was this one right here, which is the one that you saw. I did use pretty good printing material, or at least I thought it was pretty good printing material, but I was just not able to get these to set down flush. You can hear it. Hey, what's up, PTS Shorts? Yeah, last week I streamed a little bit earlier in the day. Today I'm streaming a little bit later. But yeah, interesting how that comes down. But yeah, I don't know. That's just what I've ran into. Gallo says, Michael, do you have contact? Do you watch or have contact or else with Modded Warfare? Yes, I watch. Absolutely, I watch Modded Warfare. He's a great YouTube channel. Actually, one of the few that I recommended, even at the beginning of this video. Just contact through Twitter. That's really pretty much how I have contact with most everybody. Twitter and then Discord. I answer everybody that pings me on Discord. So Discord and Twitter is the way that I keep up with people. Yep, Retro, you can test a game. What would you make the game in? Do you know if there's any native Mario 64 ports for the PS4? You should definitely go and check out RetroArch. RetroArch, you can play Mario 64. Mine don't looking at mine. I'll tweak the file. So Doyle, does yours you can see the way that this one is designed and laid out. I know this is just through a little video camera, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know why it's like that. I mean, it seems like it would work really nicely. And then I've tried it, even if I flip it around, which I know is the wrong way, but flipping this thing around may help it a little bit as far as the jingling noise goes, but definitely I know not the way that it was intended. But it does help out with the noise. So here it is, flipped the wrong way around. Still hear it a little bit. I don't know. Interesting. Sorry, bad grammar. Mine doesn't fit flush. Yeah. Honestly, I think these are 100% great. I think everybody should check these out. Definitely check these out if you haven't already. The STL file, which I'll just switch back over again. The STL file is out there, and there was like 2 cases I remember that you made. I only used one of them. So, and by the way, don't forget to hit the like button on this stream if you don't mind. I would greatly appreciate that. It helps me out quite a bit, and I haven't reminded anybody to do that just yet, but I would always appreciate it. So we'll go to my profile here, and let me go back down into stars, and let's see. This was Stooged. Stooged. All right, so back over here, if we go to Stooge's server and we go into the 3D printed cases, then we will go to the Wemos, and we will go down to, here they are. So I didn't print this case right here. This is the case right here that I printed. I'm wanting to say that on mine, I mean, I hate to even say it, but I'm wanting to say that on mine, the material that was used was probably even better than this one. I mean, this is so in order for me to print these, I paid right around $7 to print these, but I did use pretty good material, or what I thought was pretty good new material. Um, yeah, yeah. I don't know why, but yeah, it just doesn't work as well. But yeah, that's one of them. And yeah, you can go and you can check these out if you would like to. They're both just right over here. And special thanks to Doyle for making those things. They look pretty amazing. Stooge made the other one. I made the one that you have. I'm going to tweak the file. Hey, what's up, Ghosted Grave? How are you doing today? Ghosted Grave, what is up? We're talking about some of these 3D printed cases, and especially the one that Doyle made, and me just playing around with it, trying to get it to be even more awesomer. But yeah, I think these will be pretty much a nice little way to kind of keep these chips associated with your, and just think, instead of it being in this sort of a thing, it's now in a nice little case, so you don't have this kind of weird thing kind of sticking out, or maybe anybody accidentally pressing these reset buttons or anything like that on there. Well, I tell you what, I think that's going to do it here for today. I think I went a little bit over, but thank you so very much all for stopping by the stream and saying hello and hanging out with me here for a little bit. Hit the subscribe button if you'd like to stay up to date with more PlayStation 4 happenings. I've got a bunch of different thoughts on videos coming up this next week, so yeah, some pretty cool stuff that's kind of going on. But yeah, I do greatly appreciate you all for coming here and hanging out with me here today. So yeah, hit the subscribe button if you want more of this type of content, and then I will see each and every one of you on the next one. All right, take care. There'll be about 3 videos probably coming this week. All right, bye-bye, everybody. Michael out.